Hello, friends. Recently I've seen a lot of garden tours and my poor garden type videos. It's been a really bad year for people. And so I thought I'd share my garden with you and the problems I've been having, which it's been bad, but nothing like a lot of people have dealt with. My problem had been it just would not, the wind was so severe this past winter and then spring that I was afraid to plant. I was afraid the seeds would get blown away. I mean, I was getting 30 to 40 mile per hour winds on many days and or wind gusts on many days with 25 continuous, I mean, little seeds, they just get blown away. And planting them was so tough, and then I would get tons and tons of rain ever so often until the ground would be too wet. It was like it was either too windy or too wet. It just took forever for me to get around to being able to plant. And there were several times where I actually let the goats in because the weeds were doing great to clean out the weeds and everything. But I finally did get some seeds in late, but I got them in, and I planted, it was either 2 or 3 different varieties of lettuce and spinach and kale, and I don't know what else. I have some seeds, I have the seeds inside, but only this one lettuce and one kale plant germinated. Nothing else germinated. This actually is a weed growing there that I need to pull up. And so I was just kind of, I wanted to plant more seeds yesterday, but I left this hose on and the sprayer thingy leaks, and so it was just waterlogged here. It was too wet. Now I think I could plant some more seeds in here. Clean up the weeds and plant some more here. I never was able to get to the rest of this garden. I plan to, I just wasn't able to get to it. Finally the wind stopped only for the rain to start. So it's just been a really tough year. But honestly, I've known people who had a beautiful garden, went to bed, had a severe hailstorm, woke up, and their entire garden was gone. I know people who have had so much rain, they're getting 2 to 7 inches every day kind of thing. It's just ridiculous amounts of rain where, homes are being flooded. I mean, they can't even get out to their garden to plant anything. It's a bad year for a lot of people. Their gardens are just really suffering. And it makes me think about our ancestors, Yeah, a lot of us want to plant a garden for the enjoyment. A lot of us want to plant a garden for healthier produce, for being able to eat things that you can't buy in the grocery store, to help with our health, for a whole bunch of different reasons. But if we had no garden whatsoever, there is still the grocery store. I mean, we won't die of starvation. Think about our ancestors and the years like this, what it would mean to them, that they might literally not make it through the winter because their garden, they weren't able to grow the food to meet their family's needs. I mean, it could be really, really bad. So I think about those things when I'm going through struggles. And yeah, this year is a horrible year for a garden. Last year was a horrible year. This year's even worse. Last year I've had several years in a row of bad gardening. But this year's been pretty bad. But it's not as bad as if I was 100% dependent on this food like our ancestors were. Having said that, though, this winter I tried to deal with the weed issue. You may not be able to tell, but there are 2 humps, raised beds that I created last year. And over on this side, I made a connecting. So it was kind of like a horseshoe in a way, or like the letter U. And, well, the weeds got so bad. And so what I did this winter is I laid down a whole bunch of feed sacks. I laid down cardboard, laid down everything I could find, and I put rocks on it. But it didn't matter. No matter, even though I had rocks, decent sized rocks, 1 to 2 pound rocks, it didn't matter. They were still getting blown into the fences. I would, after every bad windstorm, I would come out here and find everything plastered to the fence. And I would put it back and get more rocks, heavier rocks. And I just gave up. I could not keep them down. The only solution I had was to, when things got grown up again, was to let the goats in. And I finally let the goats in one last time when it finally had some decent weather, and let them in for a day and then put them back out and planted things. But I'm really frustrated because it seems like the grass, and there's strains of grass, there's varieties of grass that only grow here. Well, they grow in one other place, my hay shed area, but basically they only grow here. I don't find them over there. I don't find them over there. I mean, anywhere else, I do not find them. So I don't know if the hay and the straw that I have purchased is bringing the seeds in, or if it's just that this area has become more fertile. This stuff grows when I'm not watering, and in areas I'm not watering. So it can't be that it's just getting more moisture. I don't know what the deal is, but it's great feed for the rabbits and for goats and stuff. I mean, they love to eat this stuff. I mean, it's a really thick broadleaf. I don't even know what it is. What kind of grass, or I don't know what baby wheat looks like, but sometimes I wonder, because the straw I have purchased is wheat straw. So I almost wonder if that's what it is. But and it's starting to sprinkle, so I want to wrap this up. But besides what I showed you earlier, what I grew, I also have grown cucumbers and zucchinis and other things in here. And I know right here there's 3 separate plants. They don't seem to be doing as well as the other end. I'm not sure why. And I think I may need to add some fertilizer or something. Whatever I planted here didn't germinate. What I planted here didn't germinate. And what I planted here didn't germinate. Oh well. At least I got some things. And I've been spending the last few days weeding this bed. And I feed that to the rabbits, and I feed it to the goats, and I feed it mainly those 2 groups. So I've been weeding in here as much as possible, trying to get it cleaned out. It's a never-ending chore. Here's the sweet potato I planted. It's doing super well. Time will tell how many sweet potatoes I get. Here, my comfrey is doing well. I really need to weed in that area and start picking leaves, because it's getting ridiculous in there. I don't need to dry any leaves. I've got so much dried comfrey, I could just feed it to the animals. Yesterday, I cleaned this out. I weeded this area, and I planted blue Hubbard squash. I think I planted 2 seeds in there, so we'll see if one of those seeds germinate. I'm thinking of just going down this row, because I can feel the hump when I walk, and ever so often plant more squash seeds or something and put rocks around it so I can find it, because this grass is going to go up again. I mean, and if those seeds don't germinate, I have more seeds that I was gifted, and I'll just plant more in the same spot if nothing germinates there. So that's basically, my rosemary did die, and so I'm probably going to someday buy a new plant and maybe expand this area, and instead of in that corner, plant it, find an area out here that maybe doesn't have rocks, or see what I can do out here, and harvest all the grass, try to, make it more pleasant there. We'll see. And of course, here's the, I've got some Great Pyrenees growing here. And that is doing very well. Actually, I need to empty the stock tank, clean it out, and so I was using that water to water everything in here. And she got in here, and she loves it in here. I really don't want her in here when I have a garden growing, but she wants to be in here so bad, so I just left her. In a few hours, I'll make her go, because she has no shelter in here. And it's not, we have a very low chance of rain today, but right now it's drizzling, misty drizzle. So, I might not have a choice. I mean, it might actually start raining and need to put her where she can get to the shelter. But that's my garden. Oh, the mint plant, my freebie mint plant. Yep, it's doing great. In fact, earlier one of the goats was over here sticking her head through the fence and trying to eat it. So it's doing great. I need to get some weeds away. I mean, the weeds are just horrible. If you happen to have any ideas of something free that has worked for you on the weed control issue, let me know. Maybe this next winter, using the paper sacks and rocks will work when it's not so windy. I don't know. But right now, this past winter, it didn't work. So that's my garden update. Yeah, it's not much of a garden. This year's been a failure. But that's the way it goes. And, not much I can do about it. I get what I can get, and I'm going to... Actually, in case it starts raining, I think I'm going to finish that stock tank and get that out. Take care of that so it can start filling up. And then if the weather's okay, start harvesting grass and make another planter area. Because I think the best thing this year is as much squash and stuff, because I've got a really long planting season here. And I want to plant other things. In fact, I need to check to see when I can start planting fall. I may just start planting a fall garden in there. But I definitely want to plant more lettuces and things for salads and stuff. So, but we'll do what we can do. And this is my garden. So, hope you enjoyed it. You take care and have a lovely day.